Hello and thank you for watching. So I've already done a bit of work today on my 2017 Porsche Macan. I've refitted the bumper, or at least test fitted the bumper. I haven't screwed it in at all. I just wanted to see it was going to fit in place fine. And having put all the pieces underneath the radiator back in place, connected that all up, and the condenser, put the wiring harness back on, I was just fitting everything back properly in place that I'd originally sort of test fitted. It's all in place and they're allowing the bumper to go on. So it fits neatly at the side here. There's a couple of clips you can't probably just about see there. It sort of hooks over just here. And it's properly in place. Now obviously the wheel arch liner's not in place. I was just sitting that out the road just to try and use up a little bit less space in the garage. It is all fine, it's fitting both sides. The air guides that are in, effectively do want it sort of catch as you push it in, but just have to make sure the plastic's thing properly and it will go in. It will obviously have to come back off to be painted, but I did want to make sure it was going to fit fine. At the front now, I can see things like the wiring there for the automatic, adaptive cruise control. I'll have to decide where I'm going to tidy that wire up to, that I don't need it, but all the other wires that are actually needed are now connected. I've even connected just underneath here. This is the routing for the pull cable for the bonnet catches. So that's been connected up underneath this trim. All this trim obviously still not quite in place yet because it does clip under there. It's just sitting on just where it should go. It's other little clips at the side here to keep it in place. So once things are in place now, hopefully a bonnet will be arriving very soon. Still needs a little bit of work on that bonnet, but certainly it should be repairable, more so than the one that came off the car. There's probably a few pieces that are on this one that's been taken off that will need to be transferred over, that I'm not expecting to get a new one, but with the replacement one, but all these bits should transfer over fine, and obviously it'll need to be painted as well, and as I say, repaired. So a bit of work yet before this is all complete, but certainly with the bonnet on the front here, it does start making it look like a real car. So having fitted the radiator, I was hoping that I could draw a vacuum on the system, put no new O-rings in. I believe the radiator's good. That's why I bought the replacement. I believe there's no leaks in it. So hoping to be able to draw a vacuum. So I take the cap off here and put this little system in that connects to an air hose, and it's supposed to be able to, sort of Venturi effect, as the air comes this way, it's supposed to be able to draw the air out of there, assuming this tap is open, and it should then record on the gauge, hopefully as it draws a vacuum. Now the problem we've got is the way that the Porsche system is designed. When the centerpiece is obviously down in the middle of the main where you fill your coolant, but around the side, just at the lower part inside, there's a sort of inner chamber and outer chamber that you're screwing into. I guess it's to allow the any air or that to escape and effectively allow a bit of a sort of breather. Now the problem then is when you stick this down into the center, you can't it's not a sealed system. There's still a hole at the side, so I had to try and cover it over, and what I'm not clear on is whether trying to actually tape down here, I've not managed to fully seal it, because I did put a bit of plastic in there to try and make sure I was getting a better seal, and then taped over that, or whether it's this drain that's supposed to be on the side here, because what happened is the air's coming through there and it's sort of coming out. What you can't see is this has sort of got lots of little holes in it, and to me that is restricting the airflow, and therefore if it's restricting the airflow, it's surely not trying to draw as much of a vacuum if the air's not travelling at the same speed under the same pressure. So I'm not really sure whether effectively I want to take this drain off. I did have an initial go at it, but it really wasn't wanting to move, so I'll have another go. And if I take that off and then I've got maybe another idea as to how I'll actually seal it at the bottom here, to try and make sure that it is actually going to draw, try and draw the vacuum. My other thought is effectively what I might try and do first of all is I've got say a gauge for, like, filling the tyre pressure. Again, I might try and actually pressurise the system first and see if I can actually create some pressure in the system before I try and draw a vacuum, and again prove whether or not, if I try and put pressure into the system, whether or not it's actually going to effectively be building up pressure and therefore is a fully sealed system, or if I've actually still got a leak. And I might be able to tell better where I'm getting the leak if I'm seeing trying to escape from any joints, because I can put some washing up liquid or something around about them and hopefully see bubbles appearing at these points, and therefore hopefully work out where it's leaking before I try and draw a vacuum. So a bit further thought given on that, but I don't have any more time to do that today. And one last update today, you'll see from this big pile here, this is the wiring loom that I bought, which hopefully contains all the bits that I'm needing. I've had a bit of looking and I can definitely see one of the connectors I was expecting to see. It's probably a bit more than I was expecting to get for what I bought, but I can't complain if it's got all the bits that I do need for repairing the wiring harness that runs the bumper and the impact sensor. So I'll have to get that unpacked, do a bit of investigation into exactly what I've been sent. I knew it was a bit of not a lottery with what I was quite going to get. It was not going to be an exact part that I was buying, unlike most of the other parts where I've known pretty clearly what I was going to buy. So this will be obviously need a bit of investigation and then decide how I'm going to be joining that to what I've already got. So that's all I've really got time for today. Thanks again for watching.